Hello and welcome. Welcome to another Lunch with Lisa. I'm Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing. Today, let's talk about consciousness. Let's talk specifically about restoring the fallen architecture of consciousness. And what do I mean by that? Well, everything is consciousness. There is one consciousness in all of creation, and we are each an individuated aspect of that one consciousness. We are each utilizing consciousness in our own way. So, the one consciousness is in and of itself pristine. It is divine. It is perfect. It is filled with love and light. It is what many call God. Mother, Father, God is this consciousness. It's the source of all life. Everything that is comes from this consciousness. Well, everything that is organic, let's put it that way, comes from this consciousness. And anything that is birthed from this consciousness is created from a divine blueprint. A tree has a divine blueprint. A whale, any of these species, humans, right? Our bodies are created from a divine blueprint. Just like a car is created from a blueprint, when that car comes off the assembly line, it is pristine, perfect, right? A human design, so it could have some design flaws in that, but here we're talking about the divine. We are talking about every single thing that is created in divine perfection. And everything has, excuse me, a blueprint, a divine architecture. So as humans, our bodies, as beings, we have a divine architecture. Our souls have an architecture. It's called a light body. It's not a physical body. It's a body made of light and love. It's a body that is made of energy. It is the one consciousness kind of scooped together in a specific form that generates a specific physical form. So the non-physical form is called the light body. And we each have one. And although there is a general blueprint for all light bodies, all human light bodies, these forms all are just slightly different. Just like there's a general format for how a car, like a traditional gas engine car, works. Like there's a general blueprint for that. But in that general blueprint, you can have like hundreds, if not thousands, of different types of cars when you just tweak the blueprint. You customize the blueprint a little bit. So for each one of us, our own soul's blueprint is customized just a little bit by source itself. And in our divine pristine state, we are souls with universal consciousness. We are tuned in, tapped in, turned on by the one consciousness. We actually have the ability to communicate with any other form of consciousness. However, here on planet Earth at this time, the consciousness has fallen, which means that we are no longer directly integrated into the pristine divine source, one consciousness. We have fallen, we have descended into density. We have descended away from our soul's blueprint. We don't have our soul's consciousness at the moment. We don't have full awareness of all of the adventures that we have had as a soul. We mostly only have memories of probably from 2 or 3 years old on in these human bodies. So we have memories of this lifetime, but we don't have, some people do have memories of other lifetimes, but those are fewer and far between at this point in human history. So as consciousness falls, the farther it falls from source, from the divine, perfect love and light of source, the farther that consciousness falls into density, the more physical it becomes, the darker, the denser it becomes, and the more distorted it becomes. Because the farther we get away from source, from the original divine perfect blueprint, the farther we get away from that, the less connection we have to that. And as the human consciousness has fallen into the abyss, into the darkness, we have no longer been living in harmony and love with everything that is around us. We have fallen into states of war, disease, poverty, crime, corruption, pollution. We're destroying our own beautiful planet, dumping chemicals into the waters, dumping chemicals into the skies, dumping chemicals all over the food supply, right? This is not normal behavior. This is not what a pristine consciousness would do, right? A normal consciousness would never try to destroy itself. But because our consciousness has gotten so convoluted, we are now no longer living in our pristine environment or in our pristine blueprint, our pristine configuration. So when our consciousness has been distorted and degraded, we can no longer see with divine clarity. We can't see the bigger picture. We don't see our connection to all life forms. We no longer have the ability to communicate with all life in all of creation, all that is. We actually have the ability to communicate with all that is, with all life forms, no matter where they are in all of creation, whether they're in this universe, in a different universe, this solar system, a different solar system. We actually have the ability to communicate because we are all connected through the one consciousness. So here in reversal matrix land, in the land of distortions, war is a distortion, disease is a distortion, crime, punishment, anger, rage, resentment, these are all distortions of source consciousness, the divine love and light from which all things emanate. So here in this planet, we look at our bodies when the body starts to distort, when it is no longer functioning at blueprint. The distorted consciousness says, Oh my God, there's something wrong with my body. I'm being attacked by a disease, because that's what it appears. When we look through the distorted lens, it's very easy to see that, well, obviously there's something wrong with my body. Or obviously, you know, I'm a screw up because I can't have money. Like I don't know how to make my life work. There's got to be something wrong with me, right? This is never true. There's nothing wrong with the physical reality around us. It's not where the distortion is coming from. The distorted reality around us, whether we're facing, you know, money issues or health issues, relationship issues, when things are not working well in our physical environment, it's not because of the physical environment. It's because our consciousness is projecting out into the physical environment and manifesting as the physical environment. So, this is how all creation works. All of creation, everything that is in physical form, came from the non physical, it came from an idea. Right? The book that I wrote, like, just like, all right, I have a bunch of ideas. Let me start writing them down. Right? The book didn't exist first, the ideas existed first. And then I took some action and I started typing. And I connected with some people that could help me format the book and create a book. And right, then the book came into physical form, but it started out as an idea, right? Just like the chair I'm sitting on, the computer I'm using, all started out as an idea, something in non physical form, something in consciousness. Okay. So now, as consciousness has fallen and distorted, the consciousness now says, there's something wrong with me. I'm not okay. I don't like this. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know how to make anything work anymore. In our pristine consciousness, we just create effortlessly. Creation is a joy. It's a celebration of that which is possible. That we simply imagine what is possible and then we project that out into our environment and we generate that as a reality. It's simple, it's easy, it's fun. But because the projected reality on this planet is really not a whole lot of fun anymore, right? We've got war, poverty, disease, disaster, you know, horror flick after horror flick, whether you're just turning on the news or whether you're going to a movie or, you know, like it's pretty insane. So, here at this point in time, there are beings of light who have been sent to Earth, who are on a mission to help restore the fallen architecture of consciousness. These beings, like you and me, if you're watching this, you are highly likely to be one of these beings. One of these beings who just wants to live a peaceful, easy life. Someone who just wants to have their heart open and love, but they don't feel safe to do that in this world. You're one who's a dreamer. You're one who sees the possibility of heaven on earth. You know it's a possibility, but you can't see how to manifest it at this moment, right? Because we're looking at the opposite. Right? The opposite of heaven on earth has been projected out and is the collective experience. Okay, so the light workers, the bringers of light on this planet have more of their DNA activated. If you have been able to see through a lot of the shenanigans that have been taking place over the last 4, 5, 10, 50 years on this planet, and you can start to see that something is terribly amiss, well, then you're one that has more strands of DNA activated, and you are here carrying more light in your cells to help you activate your consciousness at this moment in time so that you can start to help this team who has been sent here to restore the fallen architecture. So it sounds like a lofty goal, right? It's like, oh my God, how am I going to fix the entire planet? Well, we don't have to fix the entire planet. We have to fix ourselves first. When we start to fix, restore our own architecture, when we start to open up our awareness and we start to tune in to our own inner guidance, it is the inner guidance that leads us. That inner guidance is the soul, the part of us that has pristine architecture. The soul is speaking to the human part, to the part that has fallen into the abyss of the distortions. Okay, not all of the soul is in the body. The soul cannot come into a fallen architecture. So there's part of us that is not in the fallen architecture. It is still pristine. It is still fully interconnected with source, with all that is. And that part of ourself is calling us. It is helping us. It is guiding us through the physical body, through the sensations in our body. Our bodies feel energy. They are energy detectors. The body is the gateway between the soul and the physical reality that manifests. The body is the gateway. So in order to ascend the body, in order to restore the body's blueprint, in order to regenerate and rejuvenate our bodies so that they are vibrant and healthy and alive and vital, flexible and strong, we have to restore the architecture, which means that we have to start bringing more of our own light into our bodies. We have to recognize that the truth of who we are is souls, non-physical beings, that we are pure light and love at the core of who we are, pure light and love. And when we start to tune into that pure light and love, and we start to fine tune our capacity to perceive the light and the unconditional love that is the core of who we are, when we allow ourselves to start feeling that in our bodies, that light starts to automatically restore the architecture. It starts to tune us back into our higher consciousness. It starts to take the part of our consciousness that has fallen into the abyss, and it creates like a golden tether. And the higher consciousness is like got the fishing pole out. It's like dropping the lure in. It's like, feel this, feel, hey, the higher consciousness is always trying to guide us in the right direction. It's not like a hook. to get us. It's a feeling in the body. But that's like our lifeline. It's like the soul is trying to lift us back up into the light. But the distortions have taught us to overlook these inner nudges. The doctor says, hey, that part's not working properly. Let's just cut that off. You don't really need that extra part. And it's like, um, okay. Well, there's something inside that's going, don't do that. Like, that's not right. Sometimes it is. Like, I'm not making a blanket statement, but I can't tell you the number of times that I've listened to people tell me, like, I really didn't want to do that thing, whether it was cut off a body part or, replace a body part or, um, you know, do a highly invasive medical protocol of some sort. They said, I didn't really want to do that, but my family wanted me to do that, or the doctors said that I had to do that. But we're taught to override our inner guidance from childhood on, right? How many times were we told as a kid, do this because I say so? Okay, that doesn't feel right, but I better do it because mom or dad or teacher or preacher said so. Right? How many times do we pay our taxes because we're told we have to? But there's something on the inside's going, yeah, this isn't right. Right? This is the inner guidance is calling us, asking us to open up to other possibilities. It is time to start restoring the architecture of our light bodies. It is time to start restoring the fallen architecture of our consciousness. This is what automatically starts to heal the body. As we undistort our consciousness, the physical distortions that have been made manifest start to undistort themselves as well. When we let go of all the ideas of, I can't have money, or money is hard to come by, or there's not enough, when we let go of that, we start to open up to the unlimited possibilities of unlimited finances. When we start to let go of the idea of, I'm being attacked by a disease, we start to recognize the signs of healing that are already present. And we start to be able to support our body as we undistort our consciousness. The body has to restructure itself. It's not always a pleasant experience as the body has to restructure itself. It's actually pretty painful a lot of the time, but we've been taught to fear the pain. What if you can simply embrace the pain? What if you can start to understand that your body is undistorting itself, that your body is actually healing itself? Okay, but in order to see that, you have to undistort your perception. You have to let go of the idea of disease. And you have to understand how your body actually functions, right? We have to let go of the idea of, I can't have money in order to have money. We have to let go of the idea of those people are wrong and these people are right and I'm right and you're wrong. We have to get rid of all of that in order to have peace on this planet. We have to start undistorting our consciousness. So this is what I mean by undistorting the fallen consciousness. It is time to raise our consciousness. It is time for us to ascend. It is time for us to return to source. That doesn't mean to die. It means to re-merge our consciousness back into the one consciousness. We still retain our own individual, unique tweaks to that consciousness. We still retain our own individual consciousness, our own unique perspectives, but we keep it within the blueprint of divine perfection. What if you could be the blueprint of your divine perfection right here in your physical body? What if that restores the architecture of your body? What if you start to de-age? What if you start to regenerate? What if you start to rejuvenate? What if you start to feel better? What if you start to feel like you have, that you're more alive, that you're more excited about life, that life isn't so bad, that life can actually be amazing? But if your life is not amazing right now, it's not because life sucks. It's because the consciousness is distorted in such a way that it doesn't allow you to see the amazingness that is right here. So, are you ready to undistort your consciousness? One of the ways that is simple, effortless, is to start doing guided journeys inside, connecting to your higher self, meditating, getting quiet, placing your focus on your own divine blueprint, on the being of light that you are. For this, I have created a monthly membership of guided journeys that guide you inside to the truth of who you are. All you have to do is listen to them on a regular basis, and they will start to automatically undistort your consciousness if you allow for that. If you start to move your attention from what is physically manifest into what actually is the divine oneness of all that is, your divine blueprint, when you shift your focus, everything starts to shift. So I invite you to go to my website, connectingyoutoyou.com, and find the courses. Look, I will put a direct link in the I will put a link in the show notes here so you can find it. Go and check out my monthly membership, this course that you can sign up for. It's only $33 a month. It gives you at least four guided meditations, brand new every month. It gives you an extra 6 bonus meditations. All of these are downloadable. If you are a member for a few months, you'll have multiple guided journeys that you can make your own playlist so you don't have to be online to listen to them. And just start listening to them. Allow your focus to shift. Allow your consciousness to start opening to the greater possibilities of who you are. Open to your higher consciousness. And then allow the physically manifest world to start to change automatically as you start to restore the divine architecture of you. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please leave me a comment. Make sure that you've subscribed to my channel. If this was helpful to you, it might be helpful to somebody else. So please feel free to share, right? Every little bit helps. Every little bit counts. So my name is Lisa Warner. I've written this book called The Simplicity of Self-Healing to help you start to shift your consciousness around physical body healing. But I have so much more that I offer as well. including private mentorship, all kinds of things. So go to connectingyoutoyou.com and discover more about how I might be able to help you. I hope this was helpful to you. Until next time, create for yourselves a great week because you can. Bye for now.